getting all carried away. Right. So everyone's starting to come in, which is good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right. So, let's obviously get into a bit of a routine here in regards to what do we want to look out for, what is happening. We've had, negative Philadelphia manufacturing. It's not going to affect markets too much. I don't even think anything is right now apart from Jerome Powell, Donald Trump, or if there's an agreement and we come out of this shutdown, this Federal Reserve shutdown. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens here. We obviously do have a few members, speaking, but I think there might be a little bit of optimism here, but that's me wishful thinking. Yields have just pumped, which will be good for the dollar. So that's going to be quite interesting. I would imagine yeah, gold obviously took a bit of a hit, but we're again all-time highs. Like I say, can't go wrong. We had this Asian high here. I don't know if we've missed out on it, but let's just highlight this. Obviously, I'm not going to push my luck with gold. I've had two unbelievable trades this week on gold. And yeah, I'm not really going to kind of push it. But if I was, I'd be looking at something like this, but I'm not. So I'm actually very, very happy this week. I wouldn't even want to push it that high, but potentially like here, something like that. You'd need ideally a nice healthy stock, but you could probably argue this. So if we do get a pull back into this position, then we could get something like this happening here. But let's, stay away from gold. Let's, I've warned everyone to stay away from gold. Right, let's grade our currency pairs up here. So what are we looking for? Let's just make it nice and tidy. Right, as always, we're going to go back down to yen. So what's the strongest? Pound, GBP flying today. We caught a couple of good trades this morning. Let's have a look what else we've got. Then we've got NZD drop one. Then we've got Euro. Euro's climb, no, same place, same top three as this morning. We've then got Euro. We've then got dollar, CAD, yen, Swiss, Aussie, dollar, CAD, yen, Swiss AUD. All right. Now let's just look at this. Not a lot has changed. Yes, Swiss has dropped, has risen, but ideally pound is the one that we want to capitalize on. I actually think dollar's going to creep up, so we want to be placing dollar against Swiss, Aussie, and yen. So let's have a look at this now. Let's have a look at Aussie USD. So again here, if we get this kind of a pull back, if dollar strengthens, which it's going to be this level here which we're going to have to watch out for, then obviously Aussie is quite good. It's looking like we're having a nice rollover here. If we were going to try and capitalize on this, we're going to want to be around this position here. Ideally could potentially raise this up slightly, but I would imagine something like this. If dollar, let me just get rid of this. This was obviously one of the trades from this morning. Hasn't moved epically, but obviously, has moved not too bad. So I'd want something like this if we're going to get some strength out of it. So something like this. I don't think we're going to get that much of a move out of it. We're then going to want to look at Swiss, potentially trending. Let's just have a look at this on a slightly higher time frame here. Had the breakout, or had an engulfing, but obviously is pulling back. We're still trending to the downside, which puts me off ever so slightly on that, if I'm honest. NZD, USD, we're not interested in. What was the other one? I've forgotten. Let's just split these bad boys up. Yen. Okay, so yen might be good. Yeah, yen, I could see some kind of a movement. So we've got London. If we get rid of London and we were to mark up the Asia high, just to give us a little bit of an idea here, let's change the color of it. Let's make it green. Asia can be green today. So have a look at this here. You know, you're not going to go wrong from a little break and retest here. I think personally, I like USD JPY. I think that's a reasonable target here. Could even raise this a little bit higher. I think that is a reasonable target for us to try and hit. That is also going to be what have we got here? I'm just going to take my glasses off for a minute. Yeah, I quite like this trade. This will be one that I will be looking to hop onto. However, I do want to see the 15-minute close potentially. Everything's going for it. We're above, volume. We're breaking through the EMA. Yeah, I just want to see this area. So we're going to come back to that one there. Let's just go back to these. So then we're going to be looking at yen against pound, NZD, and euro. So yen against the pound is already starting to fly. Euro's another one here. I wouldn't argue with this. Nice little move to the upside, potentially 40 pips. Nice little, probably 16 here. But let's wait and see. I don't like this candle here. NZD, again, starting to pull back. Let's just double check dollar. Just loitering here. So let's wait and see. We've got GBP AUD was one that I think these moves have gone. This was from this morning, GBP AUD and GBP CAD. Look at those two. Perfect. Playing, both of them against each other. So I'm going to monitor yen pairs. I mean, pound is very, very strong, but it's already 0.41% up. So I'd really, we've tested in this one more time. I'd like potentially to probably break here for us to want to enter. Although that you would, know that a trade is going in a certain direction, it's obviously having that confidence too. Let's just have a look at this in the 1 hour. That's a horrible candle there. Absolutely horrible. So, but I still, because of obviously everything, the, lower down we get, the better. We can get a little bit more out of it if we're looking for that. But obviously, we're banking on the US dollar strengthening. I'm actually going to enter this. And I know I might sound crazy, but I just like it. I just like the idea of it. I think we're in a, nice, load spot here. I'm going to get rid of this. We're obviously trading within anywhere down here. We're pretty good. I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go for it. USD JPY. We're actually a little bit higher, but obviously we're lower than what we anticipated. So I'm going to put that in there. As you can see, guys, there's nothing hidden here. Nothing hidden here. But hopefully you're kind of gauging the aspect that as long as you're, oh, sorry, someone's waiting to come in. No, they've just tried and then they've left. So, we're kind of gauging the aspect here of, if we can, if you can obviously identify what is strong and obviously what is potentially weak, then, that's obviously one of the biggest confluences ever. JPY. So we're going to put that one in. There we go. That's one here. So I'm just going to keep that marked. I do like that. And I did like euro as well. And again, we're obviously down a little bit lower here. Probably potentially here. I know this candle looks horrible, but the outlooks that I'm looking at here is, how high it's driven up. We've also tested these areas multiple times. So I'm going to put this down as an opportunity, but I do want this to kind of hold for us to want to enter. All right. So I want to see this one hold, and then obviously we can look potentially to enter if this level holds. So let's wait and see how this one plays out here. All right. Remember here, we're obviously identifying what's at the top and obviously what's at the bottom. I mean, you're at AUD kind of on, I do think it's got some more room to the upside, but if dollar strengthens, it means that euro is not going to drive quite as hard. So just be aware of that. Euro CAD, look at that, it's crushing. Euro NZD. Is CAD? Look at that. So if we were to pair up CAD yen, CAD yen again, not quite clean, but yeah, let's wait and see. But so we've got 1, 2 gold telling you guys little potential here to just spike down. We might get a huge spike, but I think the afternoon one has already happened. Um, and then let's just wait and see. We're going to want to pair this up with a weak one. Obviously, I still like this going to the low side here, AUD, but we can't really push it too far. It would be something like this if I was honest. And this would be trade 3 of 3, I think. That'll be our three for this afternoon. So let me just put this on. Then everyone can see AUD, USD sell. There we go. So that's our three trades. We've got AUD, USD. We've got USD, JPY. Look at that. Beautiful, guys. That's what we like to see. And Euro coming up nicely too. So these are our three hot picks. And yeah, hopefully we can capitalize on this. Does anyone have any questions or anything? Like I'm trying to drill into everyone how important routine is. We've obviously been, speaking about goals and obviously the importance of, having the goals, and hopefully it's going to make you realize that they're quite realistic and achievable once you break them down, into the potential three stages. But obviously, the other kind of important thing is to understand how many trades you have to take to achieve it. Like if I held a gun to your head and go, right, you know what, today you've got to have a profitable trade. I am sure probably 99% that I'm obviously not going to be pulling that trigger because you're going to really take your time. You're going to think about it. You're going to find all the reasons why you shouldn't take a trade. Maybe look into that analogy a little bit deeper, and obviously understand that, you know what, yeah, maybe I need to really, even if there are three positions which I want to take, maybe I've got to just get those three down to one. And I promise you, if you do that, you're going to find lots and lots of reasons why you obviously want to enter that trade, and you'll also find on the other two reasons why you don't want to enter. And if you don't want to enter any of them, then yeah, you obviously just, yeah, you don't enter. But that's the crazy thing no one really understands is, to make 1K, you need one trade, 30 pips, 5 lots. It's that easy. All right. I know it's not easy because obviously, you need the capital, but it's one trade, 30 pips, 5 lots. That's your 1K. All right. Um, so yeah, it's really not that hard if you break it down, like that, and you handpick the perfect trade based on your routine. So yeah. Right, let's have a look at these. If we got Hi, if we got into trades earlier, we would not miss out. Is there a reason why you like to enter at 2:15? Yes, there is. And I'm not gonna, lie. The older I get, the more kind of risk adverse I'd like to be. All right. So, like you can see here, I'll show you a very good example. Afternoon. 1:30 is normally the time when, high impact news will come out. We'll look at if our page is going to load. We'll obviously look at when, projected non-farm payroll is supposed to come out tomorrow. See, they've already taken it away. All right. But if you look at the US, the session CAD, everything's half one. All right. So what I like to do is, leave it for that half an hour. Yeah. All right. And it just means that you are, when we're coming into the market, we already know kind of what direction we're going. All right. Because all the kind of, mayhem has happened. Yeah. So that's obviously one of the reasons why, yeah, I'm having a lot more success, and I've probably knuckled my trading times down from honestly between probably quarter past 8 to 9 and quarter past 2 to 3. And this is, something where I've gone from trading like 20 hours a day, to say last year I got it down to probably 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. Now I've knuckled it down even more, and obviously this is why we're obviously doing this live every single day, so you can, really see and understand what's happening here. So let's go to another one. Can you teach us how you trade and your trading strategies? Because you trade really good. Well, first of all, appreciate it. Secondly, that's why I'm going live. Again, every single day, you got to pick up my, routines, understand, what I'm trading, why I've, haven't picked, Euro JPY, why if we look at like grading of pairs here, why haven't I picked GBP AUD? One, because look how much it's already, moved. So just be aware of that. Are you trying to avoid big spikes? Yeah, we've answered that one. Also, could you tell us when you enter or about to enter on these potential trades? When you wait for price to come back, it's your point of interest. What's your entry model? Do you wait for a wick? Well, I've just told you. I'm obviously in on USD JPY. Happy with that one. AUD USD and Euro JPY. These are the three trades that we are in on right now. So yeah. In the morning, why didn't you pick AUD NZD? Good question. I trade these pairs and these four only out of all the others. I haven't even got a AUD NZD on here, but I will show you why. So NZD, let me show you here. So if I was to show you, let's just put this here. All right, AUD NZD. Now, to me, I don't really like trading at NZD anyway. It doesn't really excite me. Yes, it's moved a lot, but it's normally got a lot lower range. For example, that's why I don't trade Euro GBP. If you look at Euro GBP, I mean the range of today has been 30 pips. Why would you even bother trying to trade it? Unless you're trading very, very high lots, it's a complete waste of time. Whereas if we go up to say GBP JPY and look how much this has moved today, it's moved 148 pips. All right. So yeah, that is obviously why USD JPY. There we go. Happy with that. Can you show us exactly where it shows you the strength of currency? Not sure exactly where you are looking on the right of the chart. Okay, so I do go through this most days, but happy to go through it again. So you got the change here, yeah? All right, and you can grade them actually. I didn't even realize you could do this, right? But obviously, this will grade them strongest to weakest, or obviously, against yen. All right, I've got all of mine here. This is gonna save me a lot of time. So I appreciate you pointing this out, Balji. Because yeah, basically yen is the only reason that I use it is because I've got all of my pairs here. Yeah, all right. So it just obviously helps me grade. I know that there's only one pair that yen is up against, which is AUD. So obviously that's going to be the weakest pair. If you look on this as well, strongest against the dollar is pound, the weakest against it is Aussie. Yeah, so we're looking at this bit here. Funny question, but you're always very successful trading gold, yet you tend to stay away from it. Why? Because I don't want to push my luck. All right. Well, we've had two epic trades. I tend to be better trading in New York, because I do like the sessions and obviously how well it reacts. But yeah, I just don't like it. But yeah, we've obviously had some some good stuff. But yeah, right. That's yeah, let's end it here. Hope everyone has a good afternoon, and yeah, should be a good day. A good day. Let's just double check while we're here because I don't like the look of this. Dollar starting to come down. That means it's going to drag our pairs down. Still, it's still in profit, but yeah, let's wait and see how we plan out. So yeah, have a good one, guys, and yeah, we will be yeah, I'll keep you guys updated, and yeah, we'll be back live again. I will be trading London session live tomorrow, but obviously tomorrow afternoon I just moved my meeting from today to tomorrow. So yeah, have a good one, guys.